Ladies and gentlemen, wow, what a day. While the majority of the people in the United States are focused on the tragic shootings that happened over the weekend, the United States and China officially engaged in a full-on currency war. And so, as I talked about 4 days ago, when the Federal Reserve cut the Fed funds rate for the first time since 2008, it was a very bad sign for the economy. People were like, stick to weather, boy. And I was like, do you know who I am, man? All right. So, yeah, this is one of those days where I'm glad I'm not a political cheerleader. And I just give it to you guys straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Okay, so yeah, these are dangerous times because we're fighting wars on all fronts all the time, and everybody's fighting with everybody, and nobody wants to get along, and everybody hates and blames everybody for these problems that have existed for thousands of years, hundreds of years, decades. But today, the lowest point, my guess was 1,000 that it would drop, and it hit negative 919 points at one point before it bounced back, closing at negative 767 on Dow Jones. Maybe all the record heat is driving everyone crazy. But dang, I sure feel like a winner because I do what I can to stay cool. The awesome engineer, Irene Kioris. Look, guys, these are the records of the solar wind we have in the geomagnetic minor class G1. The highest was 751 kilometers a second. That's a pretty fast wind speed, bro. Konnichiwa. We have Typhoon Francisco making landfall in Japan. Note the storm strengthens right around landfall. Boom. Man, it's just war all the time. Everybody. Bang, bang, bang. And as civilization slowly unwinds, unravels, and kind of falls apart, we have a major explosion. This brought to us by Marshall Shepard and Dave Vindicet. TASS News Agency claims a fire in a storage unit for the artillery charges has caused a series of large explosions in the city of Achinsk. Shockwaves are normally invisible, but the cloud cover captured this moment. So yeah, we got, planes falling out of the sky, pipelines blowing up, artillery storage is blowing up. As everybody argues more, yells at each other more, and calls each other names more. And for 7 years, I've been saying, hey, man, what we need is a peace treaty. We need to end all war. If you want to end all violence, you got to end all war, man. And so it's always been stay cool, be aware, and let love rule. You know what I'm saying? And astrology says that the 7th, 8th, and 9th are going to be the best days for romance all year. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Relatedly, Twitter is currently indistinguishable from a fever dream. And hey, 6 years ago, when I was still doing my YouTube channel, I was like, man, it just feels like spiritual warfare all the time. This is me. This is me. This is me. And I guess I'm good at this stuff. Thor News is for winners. Ace River, Deja Vu. I love you guys. Special thanks to Susan. You guys are great. You guys are all great. You inspire me. Hopefully I do the same for you. And well, the currency war has just begun. The Dow Jones futures point to a 530-point drop tomorrow. And that would only be at the open. And so, our president is engaged in a lot of wars, man. We're in a currency war with China. We're in a angry immigrant wall with Central America and Mexico. He's in a war with Democrats. We almost went to war with Russia like 5 times in the last 3 months. So it would be nice if he and everybody could kind of take a break from warring with each other Because if there was going to be one way to improve the situation, and this includes school shootings, it would be for people to stop dehumanizing and demonizing each other based along political lines for political gain. Because politics is bullshit, man. I've been telling you that since the get-go. And the funny thing is that everybody in the world, it's not really funny, but like everybody in the USA is so focused on the shootings, they aren't really paying attention to the fact that this thing could be major. I don't think the public would notice that we might be going through a correction or crash until the Dow Jones went under 19,000. And yeah, dude, I am totally aware that the stock markets aren't the economy, but our president has also said, hey, dude, the economy's greater than ever. He pretty much had said that for 2.5 years straight. So, you know, it's best to stay aware of the situation and not get caught up in the cheerleading. It is Jessica Nagiri's birthday. Everybody be sure and wish her a happy birthday. Day of birth, Mark Knoller. Latest Treasury numbers show national debt jumps $292 billion on first day of debt limit suspension, increasing national debt from $22.022 trillion to $22.314 trillion. Ladies, you don't want to date me because I periodically retweet myself. How do you catch a bird without caging it? You become the sky. And hey, that's what I looked like a year and a half ago. I was in decent shape. Then I gave up on romance, especially 3 months ago. And I was like, well, fuck this shit, man. I'm going to get fat. And the night after the Bible study, somebody's like, you're really fat, man. I was like, hey, thank you. That was my plan. See how we get U.S. Treasury yield curves back to the lowest level since 2016. And the wonderful, super smart, amazing, strong Katya Portsikansky pointed out today, as many people did, during his condolences for the shootings, the president named the wrong place. So overall, it's really just not a great week for him, y'all. I mean, I call it like it is. I gave Obama a lot of shit when he was president, when he deserved it. And our president is not exactly having his finest moments. China confirms it is suspending agricultural product purchases from the U.S. in response to Trump's new tariffs. Could hit AG import with tariffs. Taxes, man, taxes. And I would like to remind people, Bitcoin ain't crash proof. In a real crash, everything gets nailed to the floor. Michael McDonough. The CNY-CNH spread widest since 2015 following the yuan devaluation turbulence. Yeah, they watered down their currency today, which hit us hard. If an incel is a man who is sexually frustrated and hates women, then what do we call a man who is super sexually frustrated and still loves everybody? Inquiring minds want to know. The United States Treasury designates China as a currency manipulator, meaning tomorrow is definitely going to be day 2 of the currency war. And technically, they're all currency manipulators, man. Have a beautiful day. Can you share one blessing in your life? Yeah, Asteroid Fight Club is a big blessing. And I said 1,000 and negative 1,000. That's what we're looking for today. It almost happened. Engineer Irene Kioris. Cool. We have a solar wind speed of 662. And like I said, 751 was the top of the day. And I want to remind you the crash sell order. It goes Pluto money, Mars money, Aztec money. We're talking about people who get out of the markets. Musty money, then old money, then new money, then crypto money, and then Joe Q Public, and then the 401k. Joe Wiesenthal, the stalwart who did an excellent job today after his vacation. Apparently taking a vacation refreshes you, revitalizes you, focuses you. One can dream. Early reminder to check your 401k today after the bell. I would definitely check it at the end of the week. Because, like I said, it's just a weird coincidence that you had the mass shootings, and then it looks like what we could be in for a very turbulent economic period. And I want to remind people again that like 3 weeks ago, when oil took its third leg down, I said, yeah, we're definitely getting a crash before December this year. In my opinion, it could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe China and the USA will make up and everything will be all candy and roses and oral sex again. Jesus Christ making a popular comeback in the public eye. This from East Coast Punk. Love everyone no matter what. What if they have tattoos? Yes, even if they ask stupid questions. This made me laugh. The great people at the Weather Channel reminding us that heavy rain hitting the Great Lakes region today will pose risks of severe thunderstorms, damaging winds, and flash flooding. Stay informed and stay safe. And then also the other day, our King of Weather Twitter guy letting us know, leave him linked in the blog, leave his blog linked in the information box, that Wednesday's storm should be really, really, really bad. So we'll get into that in another video. The stalwart bringing it to us again through Birdie Word, getting it right. Talking about Jesus again, because Joe was talking about how part of the problem is the really, 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 really rich people are hoarding everything, which is also something I've been mentioning over the last year, that literally you have the richest people on the planet who have an overabundance of stuff, more than ever before in the history of mankind anywhere. And they literally are not letting any of it go back into the economy, which lets it flow. And that if you don't have a 70% split between the 1% and the rest of the people on the planet, then the whole thing craters and crashes. And although a lot of people will sell you stuff on the internet saying, hey, prep for a civilization collapse, Asteroid Fight Club is about preventing civilization collapse. That's its literal purpose. And so it's much better to prevent a collapse of civilization, and you do that by getting along as one Earth family, because ain't nobody got preps for a drone war. Jesus talking to his people, most people rejected his message. There doesn't seem to be much difference between a bond yielding 0.1% and one yielding -1%. Shut up. They hated Jesus because he told them the truth. And Jesus didn't talk about bond yields, man. This is kind of a joke. But yeah, Joe did a great job today, and then he brought it on home with, that's why I love Asteroid Fight Club, man. So he was mixing a lot of Jesus today in the market crash. Wow, yeah, this whole section really is about carrying cost of capital. Particularly the highlighted bit, great connection. Where, the parable of the rich fool. And, I've mentioned before, I've had a lot of run-ins with a lot of rich people, billionaires, millionaires, that it is really hard to tell someone the truth and have them accept it if they have made a habit of surrounding themselves with yes men their whole lives, or the majority of their success. That's why if you will check the majority of my friends, we all disagree on a lot of shit. The majority of everything, really. Not everything, but because it's just best to have a very diverse group who will put a boot in your ass when you're wrong. And that's what scares the crap out of me with Democrats and Republicans. They're just so ingrained into like, my side is right all the time. And that is just a dangerous way that leads to disaster. Anyway, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, is a really smart guy. You may want to check out some of his writings. Couldn't help but think of negative interest rates when listening to yesterday's gospel reading from Luke 12:13-21. Joe, bingo, this is precisely the message that the market is sending to the people who hope to hoard their wealth. This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves but is not rich towards God. So, yeah, these are very interesting times. Liana Brackett. Ooh. What's the deal with these storms across the south? Well, we have the threat of flash flooding once again because of this juicy atmosphere in place. Keep the phone handy to get weather alerts because it's going to be a stormy one ahead. And this is that big storm on Wednesday Crank could be talking about. We'll be covering that later. Electricity prices are going down in China. Power consumption isn't growing in China. Yuan at lowest USD equivalents in 10 years-ish. What Xi Jinping does next is critical. I'm sure the worst is yet to come. We're watching history unfold, folks. Vero Chicky showing us how amazing God is at creating beautiful skies again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Happiness is being with friends. And yeah, dude, my favorite treasures in the world are good friends, good family, good conversation, good laughter. I'm cuddling and kissing with my special friends. Well, I used to do that. I used to hang out with people and stuff. I've just been locked in this foxhole trying to help bring 1,000 years of peace on Earth. We're getting there slowly but surely. Asterisk. Lisa Abramowitz. The gap between the 3-month and 10-year treasury yields is now the most inverted since 2007. Okay, so we had our first rate cut since 2008 when George W. Bush was president. And then we've had the bond gap close to the lowest 2007 when the crash began. So this is why I was telling you guys, yeah, dude, the economy's in really shitty shape. And it's hard to get flack from the half that believes, I don't know, everybody has been kind of misinformed on this subject, really. And so, I mean, if you've really been following economics, anytime the 10-year yield drops below 2, it's a major, major signal. And so when it dropped to like 1.76, I mean, literally the markets have been ignoring it since May. Just kind of driving blindly. And so this is the S&P, which is more for the rich people. As far as markets go. You know what's funny is all the people that I've talked to, because I've talked to people from the Treasury, talked to people from the Federal Reserve, talked to people from Goldman Sachs. Like when I used to leave the house, everybody used to talk to me. Because I'm cool. And I'm just here to try and help everything. And so they would always just say, just buy a S&P index fund. Like, that's pretty much the simplest strategy for investing. Anyway, so yeah, so we've got, I mean, that's from, that's the bar. This is where we could see a pretty nasty correction, man. You know, who's down with the plunge protection team? So yeah, I mean, like in here, I said minutes before zero hedge, like, yeah, we could easily see 4,000 to it breaking under 19,000. Here's a cool scale of the solar system when I've been talking about planetary angular orbital momentum, where the next 2 to 6 years are going to be very volcano-y, very earthquakey, very weird stormy, because when Saturn and Jupiter on the same side is going to tilt us. We're little tiny specks, man, comparatively. Wave after wave after wave. You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. Well, my goal is to kiss and hug and cuddle with one of the most beautiful women on the planet. Hey, yeah, and today's tarot Twitter card reads, different day, same old shit. So let's hug it out, bitch. My mind is haunted by imprints of the finest hologram ladies the universe has ever seen. And they become like dementors. And I'd be like, Expecto Patronum. All right. Ooh, lightning. Man, it's been almost a year. Every other weekend, driving across this bridge. The rejection of new housing developments in the country has led to more, not less, congestion as workers move farther away to find affordable housing. Who knew? Yeah, I've been talking about since 2015 how the petrodollar-centric oil and war economy we have forbids building new cities, forbids improving upon the systems that we use today, and it is a major freaking problem that we need to be building new cities, not walls, bro. One new home was built in San Mateo County for every 19 jobs created between 2010 and 2015. And so another thing I've talked about is how YouTube/Google, Silicon Valley, is doing what they can because they own a lot of the West Coast housing bubble. And that's why you will see the people from the West Coast as part of the giant space weather gang are technically connected in with Google and Silicon Valley, man. Like, oh, hold on. Oops. Yeah, so the big, the big real estate guy who owns a whole lot of the real estate in North California, who also goes hunting and is good friends with the Google guy. Yeah, just saying, it's complicated times, man, and you got to watch. Like the truth community has almost been overtaken by Google and crypto. So, all the people who've been doing really well financially on the last 2, 3, 4 years in the truth community, not exactly sure they're giving you the best information and really care about you and your family's future. That's all I'm saying. Okay. But, I'm trying to be cool and work out peace treaties across all the 52 secret society corporation families and groups and the 300 craftsman family and the 6 silicon. So we're doing okay. Although it's not necessarily my style as planetary defense commander to say, we're doing great. Y'all are fantastic. Because, I like us to do as good as possible. And I got this style from my mama, who I love. Absolutely. She made me this strong, smart, and awesome. But that was kind of her strategy. Anytime I'd bring her something, she'd be like, it's not very good. You can do better. It's not very good. She'd always give me a D-. Be like, can't you do better? So I always try to do better. And so that's kind of what I do with you guys. Just letting you know. Okay, anyway, I just had a good, interesting phone call. Where there is faith, there is eternal hope. And I have absolute faith in God. Although sometimes I don't understand God's plan, I do always trust it. And I try to stay optimistic for y'all because we didn't come this far to fail, people. God is good, and that's why I'm working towards 1,000 years of peace. And that is a hill I'm willing to die on. So yeah, it's freaking disarray everywhere. Hong Kong, where they're having major riots. Look how the people are coolly dealing with the when they're throwing tear gas at them. The people are working together to grab cones, water, and put out the tear gas. This is pretty cool as far as like people go. But just remember, man, that shit is kind of unraveling everywhere. And at some point, people are going to see that the only option we really have is working together. Just think how great the world could be if we all worked together in a society of peace and abundance. So I recommend instituting the Bill and Ted Manifesto of be excellent to each other and let us party on, party people. Check this out. My old buddy, we played football together in high school. I was a tackle. He was a guard. He went on to Air Force. Rod, the big goofy panther. He's one of the best helicopter pilots in the whole world. And so he saves people with a helicopter. Man, really great guy. Can't say that. Really great dad, really great husband. Just a really great guy all around. But this is from I quoted him. He hoisted 3 hikers off this rugged train near Seattle side today. 6,000 plus feet, 75-foot hoist. The rudder tips came close to the rock wall. I don't know if you've seen that thing where the guy goes up to the mountain, puts his helicopter nose into the mountain, and then get like literally the rudder tips are millimeters away as he saves people. I think that was Rod. I'm saying he's really one of the best. So Asteroid Fight Club is pretty deep, pretty talented, with some really good guys and girls out there who will do what they can and put their life at risk to save you and to help you. Hopefully, Asteroid Fight Club will start catching on a little more. Wait, what was I talking about? Iran has seized an Iraqi oil tanker in efforts to help boost oil prices, which have been sliding like everything else, except for Bitcoin. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? The People's Bank of China to the markets. Brought to us by Ivan the K. And the cool in his name signifies that he too is an Asteroid Fight Club member. Yes! Negative rate mortgages. And Dutch Sense pointing out massive volcanic blast in West Pacific. Remember how May 22nd this year I put out a Ring of Fire alert saying the next 2 to 3 to 6 years are going to be very active. The dangerous experiment with positive mortgage interest rates is now over. CC, Asteroid Fight Club All-Star, the stalwart. So yeah, y'all, these are crazy times, chaotic times for sure, but it is always darkest before the dawn, and hopefully we're getting to a point where We didn't have any mass shootings today. One day at a time. Be excellent to each other. Party on, party people. Left foot, right foot, breathe. Keep on breathing and breathing and breathing. And cranky weather guy again. Wednesday should feature some heavy storms, yet note the true tropical tab is shunted offshore with the high, and we get modest bleed from it behind the next feature, then bring some thermal relief, but no dragging, and the moisture may linger and inhibit radiational cooling. And so Craig's been pointing out that giant monster Azores high, which is freaky and I've never seen before, is limiting. Oh my God. What was I talking about? Development, severe weather outlook for Europe. As I've been pointing out, you guys are about to get hit by storm after storm after storm, wave after wave after wave. Hey, you can almost see volcanic ash in the sky. I'm looking for something. Where'd it go? I thought it was higher up. Yeah, but so overall, just remember, Asteroid Fight Club. We are resilient. We are strong. We are El Paso, Texas. We stand together. So we are all in this together, people. Have some faith. These are going to be some turbulent times, but let your best self rise above. Rise above all the bullshit. All right. God bless everyone. Stay cool. And I'll be talking to y'all in the very near future. Peace out. Let's live long and prosper together. May the force be with us always.